It says it's starting,
Okay,
and I believe we are live.
and it should be coming up on my screen here shortly. And there we go. Good morning, everybody. This is Art Joyous Sharing with Peg Robinson and Chelsea. And today we are working on faces. Good morning, Shell.
Good morning, Peg. I see that we have Vicky here and Sybil. So hello to you. I'm glad you guys are here on time. Maybe even a minute or two early. That's good. We are going to be working on faces because February classically is the challenge from Ayala Art and I Love to Paint, which is called 29 Faces. And you're supposed to make a face every day. So we're going to make our day 8 faces. I think Peg has been doing really well keeping uh, keeping up with faces. I have not. I've been doing terrible, but I do have a few things to show, and so does she. So I guess I'll just start with that. This was my day 1 face. It was also the pick a stick challenge, and I drew a guy for once. Day 2 um, was in this book, and I did it while we were having a Zoom meeting, and it was just a simple. I was working on profiles, not to have the chin jutting out from the profile. Um, I've had trouble with that, so I was working on that. And then I went to day 3 and I started to make a mixed media background and it bled through and I got mad. So I didn't do one that day. Day 4, I did this one, which was for another challenge. And that's all the further I got. It's day 8 and I haven't done anything since then. Um, and the same thing happened last year. I started on day 1 and I got through day 14. So I try to change it up and not do the same thing over and over. Um, Different styles, different materials, different ethnicities. Um, that's what I try to do. Different, this is paper painting, just whatever. I try to do guys, but I'm terrible at it. And these are my last years. So I'm doing even worse this year than I was last year. This was after I went to an Adamant concert. I tried to draw Adamant. This is
I
from
don't
a
think there
picture of
is a
someone.
worse. I think it's all about motivation and where your heart is at the time. And, I know a lot of people who don't necessarily do a face every day and then they'll do a catch-up day, so I don't think you have to stick to it and just do something every day. Um,
So
I
we have
have
some
been
more people who've
drawing.
come in. Hi,
Yeah.
Dorothy. Let's see if I can scroll back a little bit. Cindy, um, Belinda, Marie, Barbara, Edwidge, Candy, Peggy. Hello, everyone. I'm glad you guys are here.
Hello, hello. We're glad you're here.
Yeah. So, Peg, do you want to show your faces from this year?
Well, I don't actually have them all out, but I did a
Oh.
video and I have videos, so if you guys are interested, you can go over there. Um, but and I continue to try to put things together for you. But um, one of the things that I've been doing is working on some of the materials that I have. I buy books and in classes and all that kind of stuff, and so I have been working. Just getting some of the anatomy things down. So, trying to get perspective on where people's faces are, because you're not all straight on or a profile. You have different angles that you're looking at. So, I mean, um, I had picked up this book a while back, which is Drawing Faces. And it does give some perspective. However, the thing I find missing in here are faces of different people. I found one which was an elderly person. So, my elderly person was actually my face of myself that I did yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day? I don't know. But so this is my practice book where I just do sketches and try to get perspective on drawing faces. And then, this was some of the stuff that I'd done in another year. These are, abstract type things. I don't even know where all my faces are. These are, you know, just a conglomeration of practice. Yeah, there's some more eyes and things that I had been doing at that time. So yeah, I have journals with faces and things in them. So I'm going to start on a pre-done or messed up background today because I'm feeling a little bit more like the abstract today. What are you going to do, Shell?
I'm also going to make some sort of a mixed media background and draw over it. I don't have really a plan. I'm just going to wing it and then hope it comes out okay. Hello to, I think I said Candy already. SJ Mixed Media. I'm not sure what your first name is. Sorry. Branna, Elaine, Fia. We have quite a crowd coming in. So I figured what I would talk about as I was doing mine was the basic structure of how to draw a face. And I'm just going to do a front-facing portrait because that's the easiest. And I can talk about proportion and how to draw proportion kind of as a lesson rather than so much a planned piece. But I'm going to start out by just throwing some color on. So I figured I would start with some stencils and some sprays just to get something on my page. This I hate this paper. I do not recommend this paper. It's mixed media paper in a spiral bound thing, and it's just yucky. But I put tape around it to try to protect whatever else is in the book, and I gessoed it. So that was my first step. And then I'm just going to throw some stencils on here and use some of these art sprays from Marabou, which are acrylic art sprays, to just get something on there. So what's your start?
Oh, you are so planned out.
No, I'm not.
My
really.
start is I just put some gesso down over this page where I usually start, and I have absolutely no plan. When I play, that's what I do. I don't even know what materials I'm going to use. This page, as I'm doing this, I'm finding out that there's already texture on here, which is cool. So I think I should probably put some drippy stuff on there because I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's like a diamond shape texture on there. So I'm thinking I should grab some of those inks, and I've got some up here. Let me just grab something. This is
some of those inks you got on sale?
No, I can't reach those. They're across the room. This is a Marabou spray. What else do I have here? You know, I have stuff everywhere. This is a way dark one. I want some color. I'm just reaching overhead here, trying to find things. Here we go. That's got a little color to it. So I'm going to just spray a little of that down and see what it does with this background. And get some water. Get some water.
I just managed to spray my phone with Marabou art spray, so we're off to a great start.
Ooh, and I need a towel ready. Because I'm a messy girl.
I just got some spray on there. I use gray, plum, and lavender, I think. Maybe I'll add a little bit more lavender without the stencils, just to kind of fill in. Maybe some more gray. I like that gray of the Marabou art spray. It's unusual that you have a gray, I think. Oh, that was a splotchy one, though. Blah, splotchy. Splotchy. Obviously needs to be clean. So there's something anyway on my page.
Sophia has joined us. Good morning, Fia. She says, sounds great, Shell.
Okay. I guess it's time to dry. I don't know. I might put some I don't know, some gesso on this or something. I really don't know what I'm going to do. Just don't.
That's what I like about us. We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants.
Yep. This dries pretty quickly, so maybe I'll just go ahead and gesso. Maybe I'll dry it. I guess I have to. That means I have to mute. I'm muting.
Okay, and guys, if you have any technical problems, you may just need to refresh or, you know, I don't know what happened last week with the sound, but if we have any of those kind of issues, let us know and we'll see what we can do about it. But I suspect it all has to do with Google Hangouts, because that's the way it is. And it's what we have to live with when we do these lives, because that's the platform that we are given. So let's see.
I probably should get one of those quiet ones like you have. Doesn't make so much noise.
Can you still hear me though? Can you hear me over the top of that?
I can hear that you, and I cannot hear the heat tool at all.
Oh, cool.
Like maybe
well, it's running.
Just a tiny buzz in the background or something, maybe occasionally, but
Okay.
nothing major. So you did drips, didn't you? I'm going to do drips too.
I did, but then I didn't like it, so I mopped most of it off. I really wanted it to go around the texture on here, and that didn't happen. So I think what I'm going to do is get some paint and see if I can get the paint to go around that texture, because I want that texture to show.
Oh, I'm going to use
Marabou.
Marabou. I think I'm going to use some fluorescent pink drips. This is Golden High Flow.
Cool.
Fluid acrylic. That's kind of fun. Maybe a little spritz. Spritzy spritz. I don't think I shook that up very well. Purple and pink. It's very appropriate for February.
Well, there are your favorite colors, right?
Pretty much, yeah. But still, it's because it's February, not because it's my favorite.
Okay.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm going to have to dry again, so I'm going to mute, and then I'll come back.
Okay, so I think I need to do a little mark making. I have these paint pens that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. So get those out. Oh, get the lid off. There we go. And just do a little mark making. And I do have some fluorescents in these that I should use. I have a fluorescent orange. Oh boy, that'll work. So is anybody else playing along with the 29 Faces? I'd like to know what you guys have been up to. I'm always interested in what people have on their agenda for art. These pens are amazing. They come in different sizes. And these are from they're a lot of fun. And here's one in a smaller size. And I enjoy playing with them, creating the background colors.
Did I not have my microphone muted that whole time?
Oh, it was okay. Elaine's making her
Wow,
own stamps.
sorry.
That's cool. Sybil has done 4 faces. She says the job's getting in the way. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it. Jobs do that to us, don't they?
This is still sticky. Sticky. I think something's wrong with my paint. I'm gonna have to put some gesso on that.
What color
because
do I
it's
want?
sticky. Got to get to the face drawing part.
This is going to be interesting because this paper is so textural with all this stuff on here.
Gonna have a hard time drawing around it if it's too bumpy.
Yeah, it'll be all right. I think it'll be all right anyway.
Yeah. Probably.
So because of that, I'm going to pick, I should have a big Posca. Do I have a big Posca?
Big as in fat?
Like big as in fatter, yeah.
Fatter.
Yeah, because I think I need that.
I think I'm going to use either.
Peggy's making clay teddy bears
to
go on her Valentine tower. That sounds interesting, Peggy. Peggy, are you making videos? You guys know that if somebody says they have a channel, you can click on those 3 dots beside their name. Like I know Barb Clark has a channel. I know who else is in here that click on those 3 dots. You can go over to their channel and subscribe if you don't know who they are, and check them out, because they have some interesting stuff. They have stuff. I should get a piece of plastic out here. So let's see. And if you guys don't know about it, this month, YouTube has been demonetizing some of the smaller channels. So check out your favorite smaller channels and give them some love. Watch them, ask them, how close they are to their goal, because some of them are getting really close. Like I know Nikki Parr and some of those other people are really close to meeting their goal. And it's just encouraging to them to know that people care and are watching. So give them some of your love.
All right, I think I'm ready to start drawing. And I'm going to switch over to my screen. I believe that my fluorescent paint golden high flow paint is broken.
Oh no.
because it
Got
won't
that.
dry, which is really weird. And it wasn't as bright and vibrant when I, brought it out, and then now it like actually won't dry. It's just sticky. So I put gesso over and dried that. So a couple different options when you're drawing. Two that I like to use is charcoal pencils or a drawing set. And this drawing set was actually for my son bought it, but it has everything from a hard graphite 2H all the way to a 6B soft graphite. And so it gives you options on shading, and also if you're going to draw over something that's very colorful, using a darker, which would just mean softer lead, is a better choice. So I'm going to probably pick the 6B, which is the softest one in this set, and draw with it. And I'm going to hold the pencil about halfway, and then I'm going to think about proportion. The first thing that you guys may not understand about faces is the strange proportion that they have that we don't think about. What they have is basically this. Then this is real basic. I mean, we've got all kinds of other considerations, but they basically have a oval or egg shape, and depending on how wide you make, if is it more circular, is it more oval, how long is it, but basically an egg shape. And I don't know if you guys can see that. And then the neck starts not at the chin and is very narrow, but actually starts out here. So it may seem wide, and you see a lot of people will make much narrower. If you're going to go with the whimsical face, will make much narrower necks than that, and long skinny necks. So whimsical faces allow you to exaggerate features and angles and things to make it more cartoony or whimsical. But in reality, our necks are almost as fat as our head. So then the next thing that people don't really think about is where the eyes are. People tend to want to draw the eyes up here at the top, because when you look at someone's face, you don't take into consideration the part of their skull that's covered by their hair. But actually, eyes are in the middle of the egg. So if you draw a line right in the middle, then that's proportionate to where the eyes should be. Then the next thing to think about is the end of the nose, and that is actually halfway in between this halfway line and the chin. And then the mouth line is again halfway. So it seems like there's way, way, way too much forehead up here. Like it's ridiculous amount of forehead, but that's actually proportionate as to where things are. And then ears are, the lobe of the ear is lined up with the nose, and then the top of the ear is lined up with the eye. So that's just kind of some basics of drawing a face, very basics. Then the other things that you need to think about is easy ways to draw or think about the eyes and the nose. So if you make a line down the center, and then you decide, now in whimsical faces, most eyes are completely exaggerated. They're crazy exaggerated. They're big and open and whatever. But in actuality, they're smaller than that. I generally just try to think about how big I want my eyes, and then in between the eyes, and this is on a front-facing portrait, if this face starts to turn or tilt, it's going to change. But the very simple front-facing portrait, I want to make my eye about as big as those two dots are. So these are going to be the corners of my eye. And then I'm just going to make kind of an oval shape that is the size of how big it is from there to there. So that's kind of how I figure out where the eyes are. And then above that, so this is going to be the area that's the corners of the eye, right? So there's going to be shadow in there. Above that, I make a dot and then a line. that's lined up with the corner of the eyes, and that's the eyebrows. So that's proportionate to what a person could actually have on their face. Then for noses, the simplest nose in the world to draw, you're down here at your half line, and you're going to make some parentheses right above the half line. So there's your parentheses. Then about a third of the way up, you're going to make some little, I don't know what these are called, humps. Then you can connect those two humps with a hump going the opposite direction. And then after that, you just kind of fill it out by making a little line inside those two humps to where the shadow would be. And then you can make a little line up here at the top. And that kind of is the most basic, simple, easy to draw nose. Then underneath the nose, there's this little thing. It's like from the corner of the nostril to the corner of the nostril is like a little dip. And that is where you draw the top of the lip. So you've kind of got this weird shape like that. And then the lip can come out from that. And then there's a little line in the half and a little line at the bottom, and that's going to line up to where your line is. So this is just real basic, simple stuff. And then you can make a chin if you want to. It's kind of like a ball at the underneath. And eyelids on the top of your eyes. And I generally close in the eyes by putting a line here and a line here in the corners. And then those extra pieces are like the little extra shadow areas. And then the last thing I'm going to say before we go back to Peg is that a lot of people want to make a ball right in the middle of the eye, a big ball like this. And if you do that, it makes the eye look very shocked and open, because actually the eye lid almost always covers part of your iris. So instead of making a big ball in the middle, just make like kind of a sectioned ball, and then kind of a C in the middle here. And that is your basic, very, very basic face. Don't know if anybody has any questions about that, but then of course I'm going to put hair, and the hair is going to be what covers up this huge, ginormous forehead like an alien. So Peg, have you started drawing?
Yeah. I just did a whimsical face. I was following along with what you were saying, and you did a good job of explanation. You can see from my sketches, it really explains exactly what she was talking about, where the eye line is, where the nose is, where the mouth is, where the hairline is, you know, all of those things that are part of a normal face, and, you know, getting the nose, all of that. On the other hand, if you're like me today, and you want to capture more of the whimsy, I mean, here, this is a face that I did last year. I did her nose and the way I did her eyes. So it's up to you how realistic you want your image to be, or how much of a cartoon or a caricature you want it to be. And this obviously is an abstract. Nothing like what Shell is portraying here for you. So I'm going to grab a paintbrush, and I'm going to start doing some paint.
So I'm just still drawing in the hair here. This is a female figure, so I'm giving it kind of crazy crazy curly hair. And then I drew in a little headband, and she's going to have some flowers in her hair. The girl who started this challenge a long time ago is doing all this year, doing all of her faces with hair, flowers in the hair, girls with flowers in the hair. So I figured as an homage to that, since we're talking about that challenge, I would make some flowers in my girl's hair.
Cool.
So yeah, it's time to paint.
Yeah. This is where I get quiet. This is where it all goes, okay, I need to be talking. So I'm
just going to start with gesso.
When I paint, use some of the darks. I mean, the typical darks, but I'm using some on the face and some of the lighter out other areas.
Are you talking about shading?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk about shading.
Sorta, kinda.
Sorta, kinda.
You know, around the eyes, you're going to have darker areas, you know, where the face recesses.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
The top plane of your nose and your chin and those areas that would collect the light are going to have more reflective quality and are going to be lighter.
Feel your face, people.
Under the eyes on the cheeks. Down the plane of the nose. And then, of course, under the hairline, you're going to have shadow also. But I want some of the background to show through here, so I'm not really covering up everything because I want some of that showing through. Get a little bit of gesso out here too. With my dirty brush that I didn't rinse out. Oh dear. I feel very much Dina Wakley like today.
That's good. She's awesome. So I have gesso, and like she was saying, I put the concentration of gesso, and I'm not completely trying to cover up the pattern in the background either, but I know that the planes of the cheek, the top of the forehead, the bridge of the nose, the ball of the nose, these are going to be places that are going to be the lightest. And then down the center column of the neck, the tops of the ears, these are places where light is going to hit. And the easiest way to think about it is to just touch your own face. Just feel your face, feel where the places come out and the places go in. And that's how you think about shading, is just outs and ins. So I'm going to actually shade with watercolor crayons. So I'm going to start with this kind of deep area around the eyes. And I still have some of that white gesso on my brush. And I know that this top part of the eye sticks out. And I know that light hits the top of the eyelids. So I don't want to mess those places up. So I'm actually going to change to a smaller brush, I think. I'm really liking these brushes with the acrylic handles from Royal and Langnickel, because I constantly leave my brushes hanging in the water and then all the paint comes off of them. So I just opened this package of these brushes and I'm really happy with them. Cheap brushes, nothing fancy, but the paint's not peeling off of them, which makes me happy. So I also know that like all the way around the hairline is going to be shaded. The sides of the nose are going to be shaded, so I can try to blend all that in. I can take this and just go around the edges of the face and under the chin with my crayon, which apparently is peeling away some of that weird paint down there at the bottom that happened to my, whatever happened to my fluorescent pink paint. I don't even know what happened. So another thing to remember about what color should my shadows be? What color should my highlights be? Cool colors make shadows and warm colors make highlights. So that's something to think about. So we'll go back and see what Peg's doing.
Is getting ready to dry stuff because it's a pretty wet page right now.
Yeah. I'm having problems with that sticky pink paint.
Oh,
it does not want to behave at all. It's like peeling back and sticking to my stuff and that's annoying.
Palette. What I have are these Joe Sonia, some of those paints, because I haven't had them out and I need to play with it. You know, they're not bright fluorescent primary, they're blends, and I really like that. Now I'm starting to see the texture.
Well, that's what you were going for. Wanted that texture. My stomach just growled so loudly. I hope nobody could hear that.
Oh, are you hungry?
Like, wow, that was crazy. So people might think that the only place that you would put a warm color would be, I guess I'm on the wrong screen again, would be on the cheeks and on the lips. But in actuality, we have quite a bit of warm color on other parts of our skin. So I have this light pink and I'm just kind of blending up some at the top here on her forehead. I got a little bit on the ball of her nose and I'm blending it in with this gesso. And then a little bit on the chin. I put a little bit up here above the eyes, and I probably put a little bit on one side of the neck. It's a good idea to put your colors everywhere, not just in certain places on your composition. So probably going to bring in a darker pink for lips. I don't know if that's too dark. That might be too dark, but we'll see. So on lips, the place that the highlight actually falls and is the lightest place on the lip is on the bottom lip, not the top lip. I see a lot of people doing it the other way. But if you think about it, the place that the highlight is right here in the middle of the bottom lip. So something to think about because that's where the light hits. And sometimes if the person has a pretty pronounced lip line, the top part of their lips will stand out a little bit, and that can have a highlight as well. Let's see, Peg's coloring again. Let's see what she's doing. Oh. What are you doing, Peg?
I am just adding some color to the eyes and the under the eyelid, eyebrow, getting a little bit of shadowing in here.
Shadows and
I'm
highlights.
starting to get way too realistic, so I need to knock that off. That's part of the problem when you're trying to do something abstract or more whimsical. Sometimes you go back to the roots where you start thinking about all of those things that are part of a face composition, and that's good because you still want it to essentially look like a person, but you want it to be different. So when I do colorations and things, I'm not picking things that are realistic. I'm picking things that I think are going to make this interesting or add to the composition. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yep. Makes sense to me. That color's too pinky.
So
I forgot her ears. She won't be able to hear anything because her ears are not there.
I think mine's kind of unisex.
Well, that's good. It leaves more mystery. Mystery is good.
So I'm going to take my crayon and just add to the shadowing underneath the chin, down the side of the face. Just a little bit on the side of the nose and under the eye. Let's see, I wanted lighter color. And I always forget I have to wash my fingers because I use my fingers for tools and then it ends up blending with everything. Yeah. So if you're doing that, remember to wash your fingers. I did a page, a blonde girl. Oh, where is that? I did a blonde girl the other day, and I had gunk on my finger, and of course I smeared it right across her cheek. It's like, okay, ruined that one.
Bound to happen. Wonder if anybody's asking any questions. I don't really see much. If you have a pressing question that you really, really need the answer to, put it all caps. Because we're just kind of scanning on tiny devices, and it's hard to see.
So. Sybil is leaving. Bye, Sybil.
She said she had to go to work. But by the time we saw it, she's probably already gone, so I didn't say anything. She's probably long gone.
Might be gone.
Yeah. to blend, 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 blend.
So I'm working with these Marabou crayon now, just because they blend nicely, and if you wet your finger a little bit, they blend even better.
I put some hair on mine. Purple, of course. I'm just kind of blending with some gesso. The gesso has a purpose, and that is that it's for helping the crayons stay, because these are water soluble. Need some shadows right in there.
Let's see. I think I need to dry the crayon.
Could do that.
Yep, got my noisy one. I need the other one.
What shall I do? What shall I do?
I like your flower in her hair.
Thanks. I think I'm going to collage that, because it just really wouldn't be me if it wasn't collage.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually thought you might collage the whole thing today. I considered it, you know, because those are fun abstracts too, where you just take the papers and
Yeah.
cut your areas out of papers. But that I've considered that, and then I reconsidered because I thought that would take way too long. I need a whole day to do that one.
That's why I don't do much paper painting on YouTube, is because it takes way, 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 way too long.
Yeah.
If I had done
I hear
something
ya.
small, maybe I could have done that. That would have been a good idea. That's a good suggestion. Too bad that you didn't suggest it till just now. I could have done something tiny.
Yeah,
instead.
probably a tag size would have worked okay, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But for something this big, it's take too long. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'm going with my whole pink purple vibe. Pink and purple. Ran out of goop. Cindy says that mine's a fairy queen because it's pink and purple. True.
That works.
Very true. Could be.
I'm also using these interchangeably. I'm using the Marabou crayons and the Distress crayons.
Well, I can't match you because I don't have Marabou crayons or Distress crayons. I only have Neocolors. And I'm happy with my Neocolors.
Yeah, well, I bought
bought
some the other day when I was at Hobby Lobby because they were clearancing. I mean, I don't normally go out and buy more product when I have product either, but it was on sale.
Distress
It was
crayons?
on sale. Yeah, the Distress crayons are on sale. They're clearancing them. So
I should try to get in there.
All right, I lost a top. Figure that out later, I guess. But so I need a pen that's going to work on top of this, or a marker. So one of the choices that I could do is the China marker. China markers would work well on here.
Oh yeah.
Another pen I like is this, I don't know who makes this one. I think Pentel. It's Asian. It's got a bunch of Asian lettering on it, but it's a brush pen, and so it does really nice
Fude?
brush marks.
Fude brush?
Oh, it might be Foodie.
Yeah.
Um, which would be this marker. But when you're going over the top of something that is textural like this, and I need something that's going to hold up to going over the top of that paint. If I want to.
Posca?
Posca works, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, think about the things that you have in your stash. You don't have to go out and buy something if you already have some of these things. These will work for you.
I think I'm going to do my filling in with charcoal pencil. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Let's see. All right. Maybe a medium charcoal pencil might be a good choice. So here's the question of the century. In my charcoal pencil set, I have a white charcoal pencil. See? How the heck do you make white charcoal? Because I don't know how you make white charcoal, because it seems to me that
Well,
charcoal would
it's
always be
probably
gray or
chalk,
black.
don't you think?
I don't know.
I'm
So I
thinking.
have charcoal pencils and a blending stump to do my finishing. And then I'm going to collage those flowers a little bit. And then that will be, I don't know how we're doing on time.
Well, we're doing great.
We're doing great. Yay.
Yeah, we're doing great.
We got lots of time.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I guess I didn't color in her eyeballs yet. If she's a fairy, she should have some strange colored eyeballs. Nothing normal like brown or blue. Should be.
Yeah, mine's got kind of a celadon,
There you go.
right?
Makes sense to me. We could do a whole tutorial on just eyeballs. There's a lot involved.
Yeah, I mean, I
Something.
was doing those exercises with the different pages, and yeah, I mean, they have pages and pages of nothing but eyes,
Yep.
pages and pages of nothing but noses. And I guess that's what this whole month is about for me, is just exercising my muscles, trying out different things and seeing what works. in my
Yep,
world.
it's just all about practicing. Except for I actually have to make myself sit down and do it. That might be the tricky part, getting yourself to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's the hardest thing to start. I mean, if you guys are part of Art Joy is Sharing, I posed a question out there the other day, and for me, sometimes I do have to force myself to start, because you know, you don't always know where you're going to go or what you're going to do. Sometimes I'll pick up a book, or I'll find a magazine and flip through and get inspired. Just lots of different ways to get started. And sometimes I'll just open my bag and get a piece of paper, and I'll start by just adding color in texture, or you know, look at Pinterest and get a doodle that you think is pretty cool, that you think you ought to add that to your journal so that you come back to it at some point in time, you know.
Yeah, Pinterest is always a good place to find something. Oh, we're being very quiet. We have to stop that.
Yeah.
Stop concentrating so hard.
What can I say? My paint pen is skipping.
That's because you got all that texture on there.
Yeah. It is, because I have all that texture on there.
Yep. Eyeballs. I need to do eyeballs. How about something like this? Let's do that color on that side. And it's different. And we need a catch light. Where's my Posca pens? It's black. Where's my white Posca pen? I cannot survive without it.
It's hiding. It's hiding.
Oh, it is hiding. Oh my gosh. In the drawer. It's just not even right. Okay. I think I'm going to put some collage up here, and then that will be pretty much it. Ah! Trying to throw my crayons on the ground.
Don't do that. You may never find them again. I know that's what happens with mine.
You've obviously you've been channeling what my ground looks like
Yeah.
underneath my desk. If you know that, then you know that it's a disaster under there. It's terrible. Let's bring in a little bit of that turquoise that I put in her eyeballs with some of these leaves. Glue brush. So these are just my baskets of random colors of green. And I'm just tearing pieces to put on. I'm not going to really fuss about it too much. Just torn pieces of paper, which is probably, of all the things that I do, is probably my very most favorite thing in the world. But it takes a long time. So it's hard to do it on YouTube.
Well, it takes a long time to do it anywhere. I mean, you do such intricate work with your torn papers.
Yes.
And
what
I know how long it takes to do that. I do.
A long time. Oh, that's an interesting one. Let's get some more of that light green going.
You know, and you can play with these things as much or as little as you want. This whole page here for me went in an entirely different direction than I thought it was going to go from the start. But that's normal for me, right?
Yeah, it's
Pretty normal.
I just found a random die cut. And
I
like it, so I'm going to stick it on. Yeah, it was in the box of scraps. What is it doing in there? I don't know. But I liked it, so I put it on there. I got to get some warmer colors here. How about some pink? I just got gunk all over me.
Well, I'm pretty much done for what I'm going to do today.
Okay. Find out if there's any...
How are you doing?
I'm going to be done pretty soon. I'm just going to finish collaging up these flowers, and then I'll be done too. So
flowers. I guess I could put some flowers in her hair.
Well, you know, that's what Martha is doing all month. So that's what
I know. But I'm not the girly girl flower, you know. I need to do more steampunk.
Yeah. Purple basket.
Maybe that's what I should do. I should do a metallic flower in her hair, right?
Oh, there you go. Good plan. Yep, this is fun. I'm glad we did this today.
Got you out of your funk?
Sort of.
Sort of, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, this was fun. I don't know if I want to do it again tomorrow.
So the news for next week is I'm traveling again. So that means that we are not going to be having another session until the 22nd, I believe.
I think that's what you said, the 22nd, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what did we say was going to be? Gel printing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I want to make a new journal.
Me too. I want to make a gel printed journal.
So you'll probably be seeing some of that in our future.
Yes. My other one is all full up. My other gel printed. Which is sad. I don't like it when it fills up, so I have to come and make another one. I have to go back and look through and see if there's any questions as soon as I'm done here. Almost done.
Not seeing.
Not seeing anything?
No.
I guess we did a good job of explaining. I need a couple more pieces of green, and then I'm going to be done with that real simple collage bit.
Maybe that one.
Okay. Pull the tape off. That's always dangerous because this paper sucks and it tears the paper. Ugh. It's not going well. No. Did you find some flowers?
I'm just playing around. Oh, God. You know how it is when you start pulling stuff off the shelf.
Yes, that could be a dark, long, deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, this is way too foo-foo for me, so it's all going back. But I have this stuff. I wonder what this is. You know, sometimes you just pick up stuff.
All right, I guess I'm done. I just tore the corner off the page. But what did I do with my charcoal? There it is. Just put in some little shadows around some of these flowers, and then I'll be done. Just about done. Is this day 8?
Day 8.
Day 8.
Oh, I do need to mark mine, don't I?
Yeah.
Let's see. This is 29 faces.
Okay. I call her done.
Very cool.
The little doggy is barking, so I need to go feed him.
How's doggy doing?
So far he's okay. He had a little bit of surgery, but he does have the melanoma, so he's not gonna last. But he's happy right now, and until he's, not happy, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. So that's it for me. Here's mine. She's got a lot of flowers in her hair, and she's got purple hair. And somebody, I think, wanted a close-up of the eyes. So there you go. That was kind of a quickie. I could spend a lot more time doing it. You could spend all day doing it. So let's see yours, Peg.
Okay. So, say great eyes, Shell. Ian's here. Hi, Ian. Okay, so yeah, this is just, you can see the texture in her hair where that stuff is coming through and down her face. She is very abstract.
Yep.
I didn't want the typical pretty girl thing on her face. So anyway, that's it from Picasso.
Picasso.
So great and so different. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, everyone. Both.
And we'll be posting pictures, with our close-ups of the pictures on Art Joy of Sharing and our own personal Facebook pages and Instagram if you want to get some close-ups. So that's it for us, and thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.